please stand for the entrance of the academic procession. Please remain standing for the invocation led by the Reverend Tanis Kalisnik, Academic Advisor in Student Life. Reverend Kalisnik will be followed by Elder Stella Blackbird, who will provide a blessing upon this ceremony and the graduates.
Good morning. Each and every one of us have our own prayers. But today I'm going to lead you in a prayer. Great Spirit, thank you for a beautiful day. I ask you, Great Spirit, I am your child, we're all your children, to come to be with us and bring our ancestors to celebrate the achievement of many people here today. Thank you, Great Spirit, for the many gifts that we were born with and that we can use these gifts, recognize these gifts. And I ask you, Great Spirit, that you continue walking with the people here in their new journey. Great Spirit, there are many people out there who are searching. We pray that they have that hope and that there is a way. And there's a bright future. Great Spirit, and also pray for the little ones and our families that they be safe and that they have food to eat. Great Spirit, thank you for the families of these graduates who had supported them through maybe years, so that they can gain a new way of life and be those leaders we need. And I also pray for all the staff, the university, that they continue that good work. Ahawk tatamina ani mo shomak no komak. Niak tsawasamis. Kami kusit kius ko si kason. Mas kanaw no ako makan. Ahaw, pewi tsihinan, pewi tapimnan. Wes kum mas kanaw tap muhta. Nanas kum na. Kiyak sewats na. Ahaw ekusi, kakyo no ako makanak. To all my relations, how? Thank you.
Good morning. Let us continue in prayer. Almighty God, known by many names, we invoke your presence with us this day. Today we celebrate the achievements of those receiving University of Winnipeg degrees. Allow joy to fill their hearts because each of them deserve every good gift a wonderful life can hold. May their studies continue to open minds to new ideas and build in us all a deep respect for one another. We give thanks for the University of Winnipeg and the legacy of excellence that continues to grow here. Bless all those who have supported these students on their academic journey. In the classroom, their professors, peers, and support staff. And at home, their family members and friends. These students are beginning new chapters in their lives. Bless them, Creator God. Surround them with your love and protection wherever they find themselves, and help them make a difference in making this world a better place. Hear our collective prayer. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Before we begin, I would like to welcome in our guests who have just arrived. Please be patient as they find their seats. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Annette Trimby, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg.
Good morning and welcome to the University of Winnipeg, located on Treaty 1 land in the homeland of the Métis Nation. I always begin with the significant acknowledgement to recognize the influence the land we are located on, its history, its present, its peoples, and its relationships must have on everything we do. It is my pleasure to welcome you here and to preside over today's ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, families of the graduates, colleagues, and friends of the University of Winnipeg, I have the honor to declare open this 109th Convocation of the University of Winnipeg for the conferring of degrees in arts. We are pleased to be joined by a number of distinguished platform guests, and I want to introduce them at this time. I would ask that each person stand briefly as I call his or her name, and I would request that you hold your applause until I have finished the introductions. In the fourth row, Allison Cox, traditional, spiritual, Indigenous leader of the Red Robe Women Drum Society Singers. Dr. Brian Keenan, Fellow of the University of Winnipeg. Dr. James Eldridge, past honorary degree recipient. Dr. Marjorie Kerr, President, William and Catherine Booth College. Paul Vogt, President and CEO, Red River College. Ray Karasevich, Interim President and CEO, Manitoba Institute of Trade and Technology. Dr. Robert Young, past fellow. The Honorable Mary Lou McPhedran, Senator and past honorary degree recipient. Laura Geringer, President of the University of Winnipeg's Students Association. Sarah Bazan, President of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. And in the third row, Reverend Tanis Kalisnik, Student Life Academic Advisor. Dr. Julie Pelche, Acting Executive Director, Global College. Brian Daly, President and CEO, the University of Winnipeg Foundation. Kevin Lamoureux, Associate Vice President, Indigenous Affairs. Dr. Jan Stewart, Acting Associate Dean of Education. Gabrielle Prefontaine, Dean of Library. Bonnie Talbot, Associate Dean of Collegiate. Dr. Neil Funk Unruh, Associate Dean of Menno Simons College. Dr. Fiona Green, Associate Dean of Arts. And in the second row, Colin Russell, our Registrar. Elda Stellar Blackbird. Sherman Kreiner, Managing Director, University of Winnipeg Community Renewal Corporation. Laurel Repsky, Vice President, Human Resources, Audit and Sustainability. Mike Emsley, Vice President, Finance and Administration. Dr. Gino DeStasio, Vice President, Research and Innovation. Dr. James Curry, Deputy Provost and Associate Vice President, Academic and Acting Dean, Gupta Faculty of Kinesiology. Chris Miniker, Senior Executive Officer and Advisor. Dr. Mavis Reimer, Dean of Graduate Studies. Dr. Sylvie Albert, Dean of Business and Economics. Dr. Danny Blair, Acting Dean of Science. Dr. John Anchin, Acting Dean of Education. And Dr. Glenn Moulaison, Dean of Arts. And in the first row, Dr. Michael Weinrath, Robert H. Farquhar Award for Excellence in Contribution to Self-Governance Award winner. Christopher Campbell, faculty member, Rhetoric, Writing, and Communications. Dr. Murray Evans, Professor Emeritus recipient. Dr. Michael McIntyre, past fellow. Dr. Carol Harvey, Fellowship in United College recipient. Bob Silver, Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg. Albina Moran, Chair of the Board of Regents. Dr. Paul Thomas, Honorary Doctorate of Laws candidate. Dr. Laura Reimer, Clifford J. Robson Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence recipient. Dr. Neil Besner, Provost and Vice President Academic. And Dr. John A. Bullman, Chancellor Emeritus, past honorary degree recipient and member of the University of Winnipeg Foundation Board. This is your 109th Convocation Platform Party. I also want to acknowledge the presence of special guests of the Platform Party and members of our Board of Regents who are seated in the audience. Seated in front of me or serving as marshals are members of our faculty, whose wisdom, expertise, and generosity of spirit have contributed so much to the personal growth and academic success of our graduates. Claps from behind. We are also joined by many members of our staff, administration, and alumni who are here to share in this celebration and who play essential roles in making this university an extraordinary place to discover, achieve, and belong. I would ask you to join me in acknowledging all of these remarkably gifted and dedicated people. The University of Winnipeg is proud to provide a live webcast of the ceremony for all family and friends who are unable to join us in person today. Welcome to all those who are viewing the ceremony online. Convocation is a very special time in the calendar of the university. It is a time when we gather together to honor our grads, bid them farewell, and celebrate their accomplishments. It is also a wonderful occasion to give honors to members of the university faculty, students and staff who have made significant and worthy contributions to our institution. And it is a time when we award honorary degrees to those who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and unparalleled excellence in their fields, helping to define and shape the principles and values that give meaning to our community. Today, we honor Dr. Paul Thomas with an Honorary Doctor of Laws. An honorary degree is the highest academic status that can be bestowed on any individual. Those who receive an honorary degree demonstrate dedication and excellence in their field of work and have been nominated for consideration of this title. It is now my pleasure to call upon our esteemed Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, to confer special honors on Dr. Paul Thomas. He will be introduced by Dr. Laura Reimer, Assistant Professor in the Department of Political Science and recipient of this year's Clifford J. Robson Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. Chancellor Paul and Laura, would you please come forward?
Mr. Chancellor, I have the tremendous honor to present Paul Griffith Thomas to receive an Honorary Doctor of Laws today. Dr. Thomas is truly a homegrown treasure who has served as a scholar, a teacher, a researcher, and a mentor in the field of public administration for over 40 years. He was my professor, and he remains my mentor and teacher. He has encouraged an ethical standard for public servants in Manitoba and in Canada that has helped raise the bar for public servants. His reputation for excellence is world-renowned. Dr. Thomas's most significant contribution here at the U of W, in partnership with the late Dr. Robert Adey, was to establish the Joint Master in Public Administration, the MPA program, offered by the University of Manitoba and the University of Winnipeg. Since its inception in 1976, Dr. Thomas has strived to ensure that the MPA program produces a stream of well-educated recruits for public service, while building a strong foundation of scholarship and incisive research in public administration. Significantly, many of this year's graduating class of the MPA program have strived to be here today to witness this recognition of the tremendous influence of Dr. Thomas continues to have. Dr. Thomas is a highly respected professor, known to challenge his pupils and their perspectives with his breadth and depth of knowledge, both during their time in his classroom and across the influences of their public service careers. He has built a remarkable network of past students who now serve a range of communities in all levels of government and civic agencies. His wisdom is often sought on many matters in a wide range of policy areas, including healthcare and electoral issues. Dr. Thomas has made and continues to make a significant contribution to the public sector in Manitoba, Canada, and across the globe through his scholastic research. His writings are a guide for navigating policy, administrative, and ethical issues. He has authored over 150 scholarly articles and book chapters throughout his distinguished career and served for 6 years as editor of the prestigious journal, the Canadian Journal of Public Administration. Dr. Thomas has always been a great believer in combining theory and practice. He designed and was the first academic director of the Manitoba Legislative Internship, an academic program that annually provides 6 university graduates with the opportunity to provide research assistance to members of the legislative assemblies and to gain firsthand experience of the legislative process. Dr. Thomas is also the recipient of the Vanier Medal awarded by the Institute of Public Administration of Canada the Order of Manitoba, the province's highest award for public service, and many other honors for his teaching, research, and volunteerism. Mr. Chancellor, with respect and great admiration, I request that you confer upon Paul Griffith Thomas the degree of Honorary Doctor of Laws for his impactful contributions and ongoing influence for excellence in public administration through teaching, scholarship, service, and his passion for good government.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, Paul Thomas, to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations. I need your autograph. Sending in that article to the press, please. Good.
It is now my great pleasure to call upon our distinguished guest to address our graduates, Dr. Paul Thomas.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a nice occasion to be with you today. I'll begin by offering my most sincere congratulations to the graduates and to their families, who are very important in achieving completion of a university degree. Many of the graduates have been on a challenging journey to reach this important juncture in their lives, and there are many more important journeys that lie ahead of them. So this event, and indeed this day, is really to honor you, and I'm pleased to be part of it. Next, I want to say thank you to the Chancellor Silver, to President Trimby, and to my colleagues at the University of Winnipeg who took the time to nominate me for this much appreciated recognition. I stole a glance at the list of past recipients. I must say I'm surprised and honored to be part of such a distinguished group. As I listened to Laura's much too flattering introduction, I recall being introduced at the Rural Leadership Training Program several decades ago. That program identified and developed emerging leaders of rural communities. Such communities often lack the populations and the political connections that lead to influence with governments and with other institutions in society. Therefore, such institutions need good leaders, and they need to work harder to have their concerns recognized. So after helping to design and deliver the program for 20 years, I've become something of a legend in my own mind around the Brandon Ag Center where the program took place. And it was appropriate, therefore, on one occasion that the young woman introducing me declared, quote, "Our speaker this morning deserves no introduction." I think she meant needs no introduction, but most of the audience seemed to be happy to go along with her version. Mention was made of the Joint Masters of Public Administration, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Those of us who know universities, and some of you who are not connected with university might probably know that collaboration among universities is not the easiest thing to accomplish. Someone once quipped that getting universities to work together is a bit like bringing peace to the Middle East. Well, in the case of the MPA, the credit for the creation of the program goes mainly to my late University of Winnipeg colleague and dear friend, Professor Robert Adey. He created the outline for the program, and I have a somewhat blurred memory of negotiating the details over beers around his kitchen table in St. Boniface. We went on to write a textbook in public administration together, so part of the recognition this day clearly belongs to my dear friend Bob. The MPA has been both a box office and an artistic success. As Laura mentioned, there are hundreds of MPA graduates serving in important roles in government, in the academic world, in the nonprofit sector, and in the private sector, especially with industry associations conducting ongoing relationship with government. Many of my colleagues in the audience today, and some from the other university where I spent my professional life, there are actually too many to mention by name, contributed greatly to the success of the program as well. Now, I'm supposed to bring a message today. It's no secret that academics like me have lots of opinions. And most of us believe that everyone else is entitled to hear those opinions, even if they don't want to. And I'm also reflecting and preparing these remarks that I've given many, many speeches over the years. And my impression is that audiences become more appreciative of what I have to say the closer I get to finishing. So at the outset, I promise that you will get to experience that appreciation in approximately 15 minutes from now. With my remaining time, I want to speak to the graduates in particular, but to others, about the importance of leadership and public service. Many of you who have attended convocations before recognize that leadership is a frequent theme in such events, and often it's suggested by convocation speakers that all the graduates will become the leaders of the future. But let's be realistic. In any society, there are only so many formal leadership positions available. So not everyone graduating today will hold high office in the future. I do hope, however, there are a prime minister or two, a premier, a mayor, an elected representative serving on a body, and so on. But many of you may not want that in your future. Achieving and performing effectively in a leadership role is exhilarating and satisfying for some individuals, but it can also involve significant sacrifices and stress. And I also want to suggest that we have a problem in how we understand leadership today. Our images of leaders are based mainly on the experiences of high-profile individuals in the corporate sector. Best-selling books and widely read articles in the business media celebrate CEOs who single-handedly build new enterprises or turn around failing corporations. Such individuals are assumed to have special attributes and talents. They are said to be visionary and charismatic, bold and decisive. They are said to possess superior communication skills that enable them to enlist the support of others. All of these rare personal qualities enable them to accomplish transformational change within organizations and society. I'm here to say that this conception of leadership is inaccurate and misleading. It is both too individualistic and too heroic. In my view, leadership is better understood as an interactive process in which individuals motivate and influence others to work towards a shared purpose. Both individuals in positions of authority and followers who support them form one relation that constitutes leadership. Just 1 second here. Not all leaders, moreover, have the big personalities and domineering tendencies celebrated in the business literature. Scholars at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government have been developing the notion of quiet leadership. Quiet leaders do not seek to disrupt and to impose wholesale change for the sake of change. Instead, they are adaptive and facilitative problem solvers, seeking to conserve at the same time what is best in the institutions they lead. With quiet leadership, the distinction between leaders and followers becomes blurred, and in a given situation, leaders and followers change roles. The world needs great followers as much as it needs great leaders. Most of us, most of the time, are followers rather than leaders. There cannot be successful leadership without good followership. Good followership does not mean being a yes person and passively carrying out orders. It means being committed to a principle, a purpose, an organization, or a person outside of oneself. Good followership involves being responsible, honest, courageous, and credible. It requires self-knowledge and a willingness to learn and improve. Good followership involves people who are more attracted to ideas and service than to status and power. This brings me to the notion of public service. I'm using that phrase in a broad way to refer to a general willingness to become involved in transforming your community. It involves altruism and a desire to help others. Over the past several decades, mainstream culture became more individualistic and materialistic. As a result, an earlier ethos of public service within society seems to have declined. I think that ethos needs to be revived. There are many ways that the educated and engaged young adults here today, and some not so young adults, can exhibit an ethos of public service. In less cynical times, we used to think that politics was the main way to bring about change within society. Today, however, there is widespread mistrust and lack of confidence in politics and politicians. When pollsters build ladders of trust in various occupations, politicians are almost always found on the bottom rung. Rather than believing that only unethical people go into politics, Canadians believe that politics itself is a corrupting influence on individuals. Three-quarters of Canadians believe that politicians regularly break their election promises. Nearly 60% believe they act in the interest of powerful lobby groups, and over 50% of respondents believe that politicians use tax dollars to buy votes. Young people are particularly turned off by the conventional politics of the past. They are the least likely of any age group to vote and to join a political party. This does not mean by any means they lack concern about the problems of society. Rather, it means they choose avenues other than mainstream politics to pursue the issues that matter to them. But I want to make the case that organized politics remains a crucial activity. In a pluralistic society, we need politicians and political parties to represent and to accommodate divergent interests and to search for as much consensus as possible on future directions for society. When practiced skillfully, with honesty and with integrity, politics is a noble occupation that is about far more than just winning elections. Therefore, I encourage you to consider running for public office or joining a political party. If only individuals who crave visibility, status, and power enter the electoral arena, the political process becomes a game in which winning, almost at any cost, becomes the only measure of success. Beyond politics, most people think public service involves working in the bureaucracy. There's that dreaded pejorative term, bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is the public service we normally think of, and it suffers from a very negative image currently. It's said to be too powerful. It's said to act in a self-interested way to protect its status, its staff, and its budgets. Public service jobs are seen as narrow, routine, rule-bound, lacking opportunities for development, and so on. The people who join the public service, it is argued, do so only as a last resort, and many of those recruits prize job stability over achievement. All of these accusations about the public service are false or at least exaggerated. The public service is far from perfect, but is a crucial institution within society, as are the people who work within the public service. Careful empirical studies indicate that some of the most talented people choose public service careers of various kinds because they genuinely want to make a difference and to help others. In the public service, as in all organizations, there are indeed routines, rules, frustration, boredom, feelings of being undervalued, and dare I say, politics. But there are also many attractive things about public service, working in the public service. First, the array of jobs that there's a much wider array of jobs than most people recognize. Not everyone working in the public service is a clerk pushing paper or more contemporaneously running a computer program all day long. Take a look at most departments of government and you will find employees from many educational backgrounds, communications and information technology experts, engineers, finance specialists, lawyers, scientists from various fields, human resource managers, and expert analysts in a multitude of policy fields. Outside of the core public service, governments employ health professionals, social workers, teachers, and many other respected occupations. A career in the public service provides opportunities to contribute to the formulation of policies and programs that address some of the most critical challenges facing Canadian society. like Aboriginal issues, the environment, the health needs of our population, and poverty. Undergraduate and graduate education in the social sciences and humanities prepares people very well for the distinctive context of the contemporary public sector. Change is happening rapidly. Controversy swirls around the future role of government, and fundamental values of democracy are up for debate. More and more policy is developed on a horizontal basis across different parts of government and among different orders of government. So your education, graduates, and your commitment to ongoing learning provide you with the kind of background knowledge and skills to thrive in this rapidly changing world. It provides you with a tolerance for ambiguity. It provides you with flexibility and resilience in the face of continuous change. And your strong communication skills will enable you to practice the arts of shared leadership. In most public sector organizations, there are real opportunities for diverse assignments, growth, and development as a leader or a follower. This is particularly true in smaller jurisdictions where opportunities and responsibilities often come sooner in one's career than in larger political and administrative systems. Being elected or an appointed official is not the only way you can engage in public service. As the Manitoba experience makes clear, individuals working in the nonprofit sector, in the corporate world, make an immense contribution to society. Think of some of the leading Manitoba families who have helped the city and province to make progress over many decades. Those families and individuals have clearly been imbued with an ethos of public service. Whatever path you follow on your journey from today, I urge you to become engaged, active citizen. The position of citizen is meant to be the most important job in a democracy. As philosopher Martha Nussbaum argued in her book, Not for Profit, quote, democracies need complete citizens who can think for themselves, criticize tradition, and understand the significance of another person's sufferings and achievements. Among the leadership skills that an arts education provides is the willingness and the capacity to think about the good of the community as a whole and to see that community as a part of a complicated global order. At this juncture in human history, as the world tries to cope with power struggles, failed or faltering democracies, and growing intolerance of others, this leadership skill may be the greatest legacy of your arts education. So in closing, I urge you to be involved throughout your lifetime with public life and public affairs. Society needs your ideas and it needs your talent. Now you recall that near the beginning I said that appreciation for my speeches rises towards the end. As I gather up my paper now, I think the appreciation is beginning to peak. I'll congratulate the graduates once again. I'll thank the university for this very high honor, and I thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas, for sharing your wisdom and insights, for your conversation about the ethos of public service and your comments on leadership. I think it's fair to say you exemplify quiet leadership, and I think it's fair to say that you know how to follow as well as lead, so I appreciate that. Fellowship in United College is awarded to retirees of the University of Winnipeg, both faculty and staff, nominated by their peers for distinguished service to the university. I would now like to invite Dr. Carol Harvey forward to be presented by Dr. Michael McIntyre.
The dedication of members of the university to teaching, scholarship, service, and to nurturing the traditions that bind us together has made our unique community of learning possible. This dedication is what allows transformation and growth to occur while our community, our fellowship remains constant. Dr. Carol Harvey, Professor Emerita is an example par excellence of this type of service and eminently worthy of fellowship in United College. Dr. Harvey is the recipient of the Clifford Robson Award for Exceptional Teaching. It is perhaps the most personally rewarding recognition that a professor can receive within the university. In Carol's case, it reflects meticulous preparation, curricular innovation, and qualities of warmth and receptivity that truly welcome students into our community of learning. Carol offers students sincere encouragement and models a dedication to language and learning that inspires. Carol was very concerned that very few of our students had the opportunity to pursue study in France for an extended period. She deemed such an opportunity to be an essential part of the education of students because of the cultural, linguistic, and interpersonal opportunities afforded. She worked assiduously to bring about the exchange program with the University de Perpignan. This work has provided extraordinary opportunities that have enriched the lives of so many. As is often the case, Dr. Harvey's teaching has been accompanied by exemplary, internationally recognized research. Carol's research record is simply astonishing. Her work has been supported by SSHRC and a host of other foundations. It has touched upon the modern and the medieval. Her work has illuminated French literary history and the Francophone history of our own province. Her scores of publication and her books constitute a truly extraordinary corpus. She stands out amongst her colleagues and has been recognized with the Erica and Arnold Rogers Award for Excellence in Research. She has also been recognized by the government of France with the rank of Chevalier Ordre des Palmes Académiques for advancing French scholarship. Carol has been involved in forming the French curriculum through service to the Manitoba Department of Education. Her work has furthered our understanding the history of St. Boniface and has elevated the appreciation of the history and the wonderful writing of Gabriella Roy. Her contributions to the Francophone community and culture had knit the university and the French community in important ways. It is this work that provided the foundation for the Clarence Atchison Award for Community Service. In addition to service to the larger community, the university relies on its members to play a role in self-governance. Carol has been distinguished chair of the French department and played an important role on board and Senate committees. She has been active within the University of Winnipeg Faculty Association. Notably, she has used her positions of leadership to enliven the academic life of the university by organizing seminars, conferences, and workshops. She has served as president of the University Faculty and Staff Club. That a single member of the faculty achieved demonstrable excellence in all three of the cardinal areas of academic life: teaching, research and scholarship, and service, inter and extramurally, is worthy of election in our beloved university to fellowship in United College. This is especially true when excellence is accompanied by a thoroughgoing collegiality, by an affability that builds community and friendship, and by ongoing involvement in the university, by genuine fellowship. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you confer upon Dr. Carol Harvey Fellowship in United College for her legacy of excellence in French scholarship and education.
The status of Professor Emeritus is granted to past and present professors nominated by their peers whose outstanding leadership has made a lasting impact at the university and whose academic pursuits have contributed significantly to the body of research in their field of study. This status grants lifelong access to professorial benefits, even though the individual may have finished their tenure at an academic institution. I would now like to invite Dr. Murray Evans forward to be presented by Christopher Campbell.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Dr. Murray J. Evans to be conferred as Professor Emeritus. Dr. Evans is known for his impeccable scholarship, discipline, and humor. Throughout his 40-year career, he has chosen to interpret the most difficult of classic texts, and has carefully synthesized them to ease the way for all readers after him. He has served his discipline of literary studies with the highest distinction by breaking new ground and gaining international recognition in 2 fields of study: medieval literature, with specific attention to Malory's King Arthur stories, Langland and Chaucer, and Romanticism, with a special focus on Samuel Taylor Coleridge, author of The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Dr. Evans has also published on 20th century adaptations of romance narratives, with a focus on the Narnia books of C.S. Lewis. However, Dr. Evans' greatest accomplishment as a literary scholar lies in his remarkably lucid commentaries on Coleridge's Opus Maximus. Dr. Evans began to share his richly informed insights into the complexities of the work through numerous conference papers, publications, and essays that culminated in his published magisterial work, Sublime Coleridge, the Opus Maximum. His scholarship on Coleridge quickly established his international reputation as an informed, insightful, and lucid commentator on Coleridge's theological, philosophical, and aesthetic thought. Notwithstanding his recent retirement, Dr. Evans remains active in research and is currently preparing a second monograph on Coleridge. Dr. Evans' previous work devoted to Malory and other medieval romances was highly original in the way it combined reflection on narrative structure with careful attention to scribal practices and details of textual layout and decoration in manuscripts. His publications on Malory have earned much praise from Middle English scholars for his novel approach, as has his monograph, Rereading Middle English Romance, that incorporated computer-assisted analysis of manuscript features. Dr. Evans' early reputation as a medievalist earned him a visiting fellowship at Robinson College, Cambridge University in the United Kingdom. A consummate scholar, Dr. Evans has garnered the respect of his students, colleagues, and peers. He has mentored generations of students with his talent and ability to teach difficult theoretical topics in an open and engaged manner. Well known on campus, he has served in numerous administrative capacities, including the co-design of UWinnipeg's Master of Arts in Cultural Studies. He has had a major role in creating the institution's writing program, now the Department of Rhetoric, Writing, and Communications. And he has served as Acting Associate Dean of Arts and Sciences and as Chair of the Department of English. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you confer upon Murray J. Evans the title of Professor Emeritus for his passionate research, scholarship, and contributions to the study of literature.
So in addition to being a medievalist, he's an exceptional classical pianist, and he writes poetry at all of our retirement parties as well. And more importantly than that, he's married to Grace, a friend of mine from high school. To recognize their dedication, several prestigious awards are presented to faculty and staff on an annual basis at our spring and fall convocations. These awards will be presented at a dinner reception this evening, and I would like to take a moment to publicly acknowledge and congratulate the recipients. Would you please stand as I call your name? To begin with, Dr. Michael Weinrath. He has made significant and lasting contributions to the University of Winnipeg over the course of 20 years, most notably the Criminal Justice Program and serving at its helm as chair for 13 years. He helped create a department that is collegial and well-respected across the criminology and criminal justice community in Canada and valued by students. It is one of the most popular majors on campus. Most recently, Michael played an important role in developing the new Master of Arts in Criminal Justice, a degree that is unique on the prairies and includes the option to take courses in the Indigenous governance and the public administration graduate programs. Michael has served on the Board of Regents, Senate Executive, and the Teaching Committee, among many other university committees. He quietly takes on many complex tasks, mentors junior colleagues, and inspires others to become more involved in the governance of UWinnipeg. He is known as a talented and effective administrator and program builder. The University of Winnipeg is proud to present Dr. Michael Weinrath with the Robin H. Farquhar Award for Excellence for contributing to self-governance. Thank you. Next, Dr. Laura Reimer. Do you want to stand or sit? Okay. Her teaching style nurtures a trust-building, collaborative approach to learning that encourages participation, lively discourse, and engagement. I know that because I've spoken to one of your classes. She is a public administration professor with extensive training in peace and conflict studies. She exposes students to a greater understanding of leadership and their roles in our communities and the world. In her class, she uses multiple experiential learning opportunities, such as holding mock debates, playing games, and assigning group projects. Students present research to visiting guests who are members of government. Real-world guests like the city manager and former chief of police attend class and speak with students. It's a lively mix. She is also known for her warm, respectful, and open-door approach to mentoring students. Even the most introverted students feel they can contribute and flourish, and they do. Many students maintain a personal connection with her long after graduation and consider her a lasting role model. Laura was twice elected to public school boards. She has presented at international conferences, is a certified mediator, and has published numerous journal articles and book reviews. She has authored 2 books on the topics of leadership in school boards and was the lead author of a 3rd, Transformative Change, an Introduction to Peace and Conflict Studies, a best-selling textbook that includes the writing and research of some UWinnipeg students. She is both a respected scholar and a teacher who inspires a deep love of learning. Her students describe her classes and seminars as contagious and life-changing. For her tireless dedication, the University of Winnipeg is proud to present Dr. Laura Reimer with the Clifford J. Robson Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. So, we have now come to the part of the program that our graduates and you, who are here to share this special occasion with them, have eagerly been anticipating. The Registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, will present the graduates, and our Chancellor, Bob Silver, will confer the degrees. The parchments will be handed to the graduates by the Dean of Arts, Dr. Glenn Moulazon, and Associate Dean of Arts, Dr. Fiona Green. Each graduate will also be presented with a University of Winnipeg alumni pin by Sarah Bazan, President of the Alumni Association Council, and the President of the Students Association, Laura Geringer. This is a rite of passage. an occasion for jubilation for our graduates and for the friends and family who have helped them on their way. Please feel free to express your admiration of our graduates or any particular graduate as they cross the platform. Mr. Russell and Chancellor Silver, please.
Would the graduands please rise as their degree is called and remain standing while the other degrees are announced. Master of Arts, Masters in Development Practice, Master of Arts joint with the University of Manitoba, Bachelor of Arts Honours, Bachelor of Arts 4-year, Bachelor of Arts. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request you to confer upon these candidates and upon those receiving their degrees in absentia the degree for which they have qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit those present and those receiving degrees in absentia to the degrees for which the prescribed studies have been completed, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Please shift your cap tassels to the left. Congratulations, you are now graduates of the University of Winnipeg. Please be seated. Mr. Chancellor, I now beg leave to present the graduates for congratulations. Receiving the Masters in Development Practice degree, Barbara Therese Gardner. Vanessa Abby Tate. Receiving the Joint Master of Arts in Religion with the University of Manitoba, Christy Schroeder. Receiving the Joint Master of Arts in History with the University of Manitoba, Holly Lynn McElray. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts Honours degree. Receiving the Governor-General's Silver Medal, the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in Arts Honours, and the Gold Medal for achievement in the Honours Interdisciplinary Linguistics major, Mathieu Robert Joseph Payet. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in Arts Honours and the Gold Medal for Honours Psychology, Ruth Vanstone. Roxana Akhmatova. Molly Jean Ashton. Julio Ernesto Castillo. Shafa Daneshvar. Anya Rose Eileen Dolan. Vanessa Monica Dreger. Victoria Rachel Exconde. Kelsey Victoria Amy Fiddler. Catherine Emily Joy Grossman. Kayla Kilborn. Tessa Noel Hope Jenkins. Taylor Marie Jonassen. Kimberly Megan Joss. Talia Ilana Kibsey. Christopher James Jackson. Receiving the gold medal for honors anthropology, Katharina Gwyneth Clausen. Elizabeth Kathleen Molly Knowles. Tyler Sean Krotowich. Receiving the gold medal for honors theater and film, Zoe Page Leclerc Kennedy. Michael Yves Lorange. Kimberly Lynn Martin. Hannah Lauren McQuay. Catherine Diana Nadeau. Receiving the gold medal for honors history, Robin May Otto. Katerina Vasiliki Papas. Victoria Brett Pop. Perry Jerome Reimer. Simone Rees. Chantal May Saarinen. Receiving the gold medal for honors religion and culture and honors women's and gender studies, Holly Ann Ashley Sanduliak. Receiving the Mayor's Medal, Erin Megan Schwartz. Rachel Campbell Scramstad. Jessica Kate Selwood. Emily Dawn Sokoliak. Jessica Jordan Steer. Nicholas John Taylor. Claire Evelyn Templin. Receiving the gold medal for honors political science and the valedictorian for this morning's ceremony, Adrienne Marie Yvette Tessier. Courtney Clarissa Timko. Cassandra Dawn Wade. Kira Elizabeth Larry Love Watson. Edward Weeb. Jacob Timothy William Woodbeck. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts four-year degree, receiving the Chancellor's Gold Medal for the highest standing in arts four-year program, and the Gold Medal for four-year Rhetoric and Writing and Communications, Rebecca Elizabeth Schur. Lisa Michelle Adams. Receiving the gold medal for a four-year combined major, Denzel Boxill. David Paolo Brigoli. Albert Dwight Bruyere. Barbara Buchelli. Students with gray stoles are also graduates of Menno Simons College. Todd Burnell. Jade Olivia Chapman. Larissa Carmela Conchi. Courtney Dale Renee Bear. Rebecca Rose Cook. Karen Padre Cortez. Michelle Helen Cron. Molly Elizabeth Cross Blanchard. Ian Spencer Demopoulos. Meredith Birch Raymer Dunn. Olivia Page Dubeski. Naomi Dutse. Receiving the gold medal for 4-year history and 4-year anthropology, Trevor James Dick. Receiving the gold medal for 4-year psychology and 4-year criminal justice, Bilgundari Ektugs. Dadir Farax. Kelly Ann Feniak. Alexandra Scotté Macwa Fontaine. Rudy Philip Gower. Jasmine Gelling. Reina Natalia Gopal. Austin Gravish. Melody Catherine Marie Graham. Lauren Avery Hollins. Alexandria Danielle Ireland. Kristen Alexandra Jacobson. Nadeye Aminata Kani. Kendra Elise Kostecki. Rebecca Letkeman. Amy Lynn Linklater. Tamer Linklater Meiji. Krista Janelle Magotio. Plato Mang. Evelyn Victoria McKinley. Lauren Page Miller. Sean William Morrison. Receiving the gold medal for 4-year English, Aliyah Morochuk. Madison Elizabeth Kendall Petkow. Jade Mary Rutchcall. Daria Prikodko. Elizabeth Catherine Grace Reimer. Receiving the gold medal for 4-year Human Rights and Global Studies, Emily Ann Rempel. Liam Rockall. Dustin David Ross. Jet Evan Sumaya Santiago. Anastasia Sapunova. Travis Sidak. Cindy Stryline. Stephen Treffy. Catherine Emily Turner. Pearl Marie Timchuk. Receiving the Bahai Kahan Singh Naba Prize, Rahasin Turuni Valaryadar. Adam Lee Wozni. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in arts, 3-year degree, the Gold Medal for 3-year International Development Studies, and the 3-year Sociology, Kimia Giselle Tofeg. Azmahan Sharif Abdirahman. Reina J.P. Amino. Elizabeth Alec Andrew. Taylor Ashley Antonchuk. Brendan Armenti. Jennifer Lee Banuk. Allison Nicole Baker. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year East Asian Languages and Cultures, Seth Paul Bolding. Sydney Jane McGregor Baldwin. Oksana Marie Bonash. Isla Jane Barker. London Michael Behrens. Andrea Berg. Ariel Miriam Block. Maria Teresa Bresden. Morgan Damian Joseph Brightnose. Ashley Nicole Brown. Joshua Lewis Bryden. Taylor Nicole Bunn. Rachel Martha Burns. Domenica Rosina Burrows. Darcia Kathleen Batari. Justin Neil Carruthers. Melissa Leanne Chambers. Irvin Chartrand. Erica Michelle Chernick. Sherrod Chester. Harold Chisel. Tara Dawn Hopper Christensen. Larissa Marie Chabenko. Cody Elsie Clark. Nicholas Paul Klovchuk. John David Cochon. Angelique da Costa. Maria Cielo and de Guzman. Emily Nicole Derrett. Jaylin Maria Deschamps. Sarain Diamond. Hillary Erin Drawbridge. Madison Alexis Dreger. Taylor Mackenzie Dewick. Benjamin Thomas Duthwit. Michaela Beverly Eastoe. Teresa Ann Eishen Chartrand. Heather Eileen Fast. Tara Lynn Daphne Flager. Heather Marie Folkerts. Bob John Fox. Megan Funk. Kate Fernandez. Alyssa Marie Galano. Lindsay Page Geib. Genevieve Giesbrecht. Elizabeth Tara Giesbrecht. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year developmental studies, Kelly Leanne Gill. Casey Lee Ginter. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year theater and film, Avon Elizabeth Glufka. Joshua Gobin. Arnold Jeremiah Gonzaga. Sursiti Gorcharan. Alexander Frederick Grant. Rhiannon Emily Paxton Gregory. And Molpreet Singh Gruel. Receiving the O.T. Anderson Award and the gold medal for 3-year Women's and Gender Studies, Christina Sue Hashjar. Jessie Lee Harrison. Laura Yvonne Hayward. Cassandra McKelwey. Melissa Dawn McFadden. Chantel Michelle Hinachu. Samantha Claire Holland. Sydney Maria Holodrega. Candace Marie Houle. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year criminal justice, Mariana Hrinda. Michelle Caitlin Hubbard. Robin Alexander Hyra.
First name is pronounced Ian and last name Ilyish.
Ian Tyler Ilyish. Haijin Jiang. Michael John Julian. Kasun Budika Kumara K.R. Kapurabandaja. Lorena KG. Mackenzie Robert Kieber. Megan Laura Maria Kennedy. Emily Kendra Kesselman. Haley Clausen. Kayla Jillian I. Clausen. Carly Christina Paula Clausen. Stephanie Renee Kosowin. Emila Rose Kowalchuk. Holly Kruger. Nathan Kupfer. Lily Marissa Levesque. Laura Anna Leconte. Aaron Drew Lowen. Shelby Lowen. Walter Lutzi. Marizen Althin Mabini. Desiree Leanne McCallalad. Brianne Page McGilvery. Holly Marie Maharaj. Echo James Malcolm. Dorian Pearl Taylor Mallow. Caroline Corazon Meritim. Jenna Michelle Mazer. Linda June McMahon. Jasmine Diana Brooke Michta. Peter Samuel Morales. Tia Amanda Moxham. Cassandra Lynn Nelson. Laura Juliana Nemoga. Shania Margaret Neyron. Chelsea Lynn O'Hanley. Folashade Opula. Hannah Oker. Melissa Diane Parker. Jermel Pasqua. Kam Singh Pawar. Julie Christine Penner. Stephanie Cordero Pereira. Kelsey Louise Persowich. Catherine Jean Peterson. Chloe Ann Palmer. Stephanie Donna Allison Poirier. Christopher Lee Stanley Porcius. Caitlin Jill Rock. Caitlin Renier. Allison Edith Joan Reimer. Megan Restall Conan. Kayla Sarah Marie Santos. John Sakadas. Michal Bernstein. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year political science, Anna Lauren Siemens. Luke Searhouse. Corinne Shira Simmons. Tyler Robert Thomas Simpson. Shanley Mary Spence. James Gary Spencer. Chelsea Rose Stevenson. Mark Anthony Stewart. Maria Mehmood Sunder. Eric Lawrence Suttorp. Joshua Castillo Tabbing. Brittany Victoria Thompson. Emily Page Thompson. Mallory Lynn Thompson. Charlene Lamael Tugade. Jacqueline Paulette Urbanowicz. Receiving the gold medal for 3-year rhetoric, writing, and communications, Sarah Vogue. Jonathan Ward Van Dyke. Matthew Austin Van Ginkel. Lisa Marie Bueg. Sheila Leanne Vivier. Samantha Leota Ward. Nicole Tamara Ward. Chloe Page Waters. Benicia Wenzel. Selena Joy Whiteway. Dylan Whitfield. Heather Susan Weeb. Jenna Dawn Weeb. Michaela Dale White. Chloe Geneviève Williamson. Benjamin Matthew Wilson. Alexander James Wilson. V. Sachira Naranjan Wimalirira. Colin Wise. Cassidy Wogenstall. Derije Petros Waldemichael. Rachel Marissa Wanick. Kevin Gabriel Woods. Nebiat Germa Johannes. Holly Zulich Moffitt. Katie Yashishin. Ladies and gentlemen, the arts graduating class of June 2017.
So how is everybody feeling? You know, this is I think quite an emotional graduation for me. I don't have a son or a daughter graduating. I know many of our professors do, but I've been here 3 years, just long enough to get to know a few more students and see how they've developed. And I have to tell you, for Bob and I, it's such a privilege to be there as your children, your wife, your dad get to walk up those stairs, because what happens is they look really nervous at the bottom, and then Colin says their name properly, and then somebody claps, and their eyes lighten up and their faces smile. It's a real gift. So anyways, I just want to thank all of you for picking the UW, but we're not done yet. We have a few more things to do. So next, I would like to invite Sarah Bazan. She is president of the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association, to welcome the graduates to the Alumni Association.
Graduates, family, friends, and honored guests, it is with much pleasure that I celebrate the University of Winnipeg graduating class of 2017. On behalf of the Alumni Association, its council, and the more than 50,000 alumni of the University of Winnipeg, I offer my congratulations to each and every one of our graduates. I want to briefly share with you some small insights that I hope will carry you on in your journey. These observations come from the life of Charles Darwin, who has become a fascinating subject to me in recent years. Many of you already know that Darwin led an extraordinary life. He was the first natural scientist to develop compelling evidence for the evolution of species according to the principle of natural selection. Yet he was also known for his idiosyncrasies. He loved to play backgammon. He had a love for gastronomy. He ate an owl, an armadillo, and a tortoise. And he once advised his son to play the bassoon for a pot of earthworms in his parlor. These anecdotes aside, there are two key ideas that I most want to impart to today's graduates. The first is the principle of chance. For Darwin, contingency shaped all of life from its earliest of beginnings. He asked, what are the conditions that bring forth a creature so surprising and so remarkable as the ostrich or the platypus? How did these peculiar species emerge in the planet's natural history? This principle of chance governs so much of who we are and who we will become. We then have to inquire, what if you had never come to this place? Who would you be if you'd not studied at the University of Winnipeg? What if you had never taken a class with that professor who inspired you to shift the course of your studies? This evolutionary principle invites us to consider who we might have been if not for the singularity and uniqueness of this institution, which consistently produces exemplary graduates who are socially aware, who are oriented towards service to the communities of Winnipeg's urban core, and who are committed to shaping the civic values of this city, this province, and this nation. The second key insight we can glean from Darwin is the importance of returning home. This is perhaps the most captivating part of Darwin's story because it is so straightforwardly simple. Darwin wasn't necessarily the most scholarly of students. He was an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. For instance, he dropped out of medical school at the University of Edinburgh, much to the displeasure of his father, then made his way to Cambridge, and later found himself aboard the HMS Beagle for nearly 5 years, where he observed the stunning coastlines of the Cape Verde archipelago and the frothy shores of the Cocos Keeling Islands. He went off on his own way for a time, but then he returned home to the quaint and quiet county of Kent in southeast England for the remainder of his life. It was here, at his home, that he accumulated the evidence he needed to publish on the origin of species. And so, upon graduating today, I admonish you to embark on your own expedition. See and savor all that you can of the world outside of these walls, even if it is as near as Portage in Maine. Get out of your comfort zone, and when the time is right, come home. This institution, now your alma mater, will always be your home. Return with new knowledge, with an eagerness to serve, and with a desire to learn continuously. With these insights in mind, I want to congratulate today's graduates once again on their hard work and dedication. I wish you all the very best in your endeavors, whatever they may be and wherever they may take you. And I want you to remember that we will be here to warmly greet you when you next step through these doors. On behalf of the Alumni Association, cheers and good wishes to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Sarah. On an occasion such as this, we thought it was important to hear from the students. After all, it is their day. And so I'd like to invite the Spring 2017 Valedictorian, Adrienne Tessier, to the platform. And as she makes her way here, I will tell you about her. You need to walk slower. I have lots to say about you. She's very gifted and a strong, engaged leader who is passionate about social justice and creating a better community for everyone. She has served as Arts Director with the University of Winnipeg Students' Union and as Deputy Premier with the Youth Parliament of Manitoba. Among Tessier's many academic accomplishments, she was awarded this prestigious Dr. and Mrs. Roderick Hunter Scholarship and has been on the Dean's Honor List as a student of highest distinction for 3 consecutive years. Most recently, she received the Community Advocacy Internship, Department of Urban and Inner City Studies. Please join me in welcoming Adrienne Tessier.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that very kind introduction. Distinguished guests, Chancellor Silver, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, my fellow graduates of the class of 2017. I would like to begin, like others before me, by acknowledging that we gather here today on Treaty 1 territory in the homeland of the Métis Nation. I am incredibly grateful to have received this opportunity to speak on behalf of the class of 2017. In this speech, I would like to reflect on my experience as a student here at UW, reflect on being an art student today, and conclude with some very important thank yous. So to begin, we did it. We made it through. Yay. I'm sure that we all had a moment when we wondered if we'd make it here today to this very moment. When you're pulling an all-nighter, desperately trying to finish a paper, or skating through a reading 5 minutes before class. Being a student is stressful. Many of us have overcome incredible challenges to be here today. Some of us are parents, others are part-time students, others have overcome seemingly insurmountable systemic barriers in order to succeed. I hope that each and every one of us can think of that friend, that mentor, that professor that got us through those moments. Being here at UW, I was extremely lucky to get to know many of my professors and form a wide network of friends and colleagues. Indeed, for me, it was this sense of community that made me want to attend UW in the first place. In fact, it got to the point where if I needed to finish a paper, I had to work on it at home, because inevitably I would find myself chatting with someone. I'm sure that it was lovely and interesting, but my paper was still unfinished. I'm incredibly happy to have attended an institution that takes the arts seriously, and where community and social development and social responsibility are embedded within a wider ethic of duty towards the wider community. But where do we go from here? And when we leave these hallowed halls one last time, what do we bring with us? Students face a barrage of startling statistics once we graduate. High unemployment, precarious employment at best, and constantly being told that our degrees qualify us only to be baristas. It's daunting, even scary, to exit the familiar routine of our studies in a safe and close-knit academic community, to enter a new era of our lives when things seem so uncertain. When elections have been won and lost in 140 characters or less, and when even the truth, the essence of who we are, is being questioned on a deep level. In the past year, I have come to greatly appreciate the value of my arts education. Being taught to critique, to question, and ultimately to hold authority to account is more important now than ever. The world needs critical thinkers right now. It needs art students. It needs people who are willing not to merely accept that which is put in front of them, but rather to assess it rigorously. I'm reminded of the message of the two Axworthy distinguished lecturers that we have welcomed thus far to campus this year. Edward Snowden with his disclosure of the NSA's data collection programs, and Dr. Vandana Shiva with her work as a tireless advocate for biodiversity worldwide. Both reminded us that power ultimately rests with the people. When systems are mechanical monoliths, it can seem impossible that an individual can make an impact. However, as both Snowden and Dr. Shiva reminded us, the work of one individual and the resulting impact on others can result in seismic shifts in public policy, public conversation, and ultimately, ethics and values. I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to thank some of my friends and mentors who have shaped my academic journey. Dr. Carlos Colorado, Dr. Peter Ives, Dr. Lloyd Cornelson, and Dr. Alan Mills have extended me opportunities that have helped me grow as a person, as a professional, and as an academic. I would especially like to thank Dr. Ray Silvius, who unfortunately is at a conference in Japan right now, but without whose mentorship, guidance, and teaching, I certainly would not be standing here today. On a more personal note, I would like to thank my grandparents, all of whom are with me today. Finally, I would like to conclude by thanking my parents. I'm sure that all of us here could think of a parent or a parental figure who has been their bedrock as we have progressed, and without whom that progress would have been impossible. As two scientists, mine have sometimes wondered where they went wrong with an aspiring lawyer in the house. However, their passion, tenacity, hard work, and commitment to public service inspire me every single day. And so, I invite every student graduating here today to savor this moment, savor our accomplishment, and go forward with the knowledge and the tools that we have been privileged to earn. The world and our communities need us. Thank you. Chimigwech.
Dr. Paul Thomas, isn't Adrian remarkable? And I think she might wind up in one of those formal leadership positions. But I don't know. I don't know if you aspire to be Prime Minister or not, but the sky is the limit for Adrian. So on behalf of myself and the University of Winnipeg, I'd like to congratulate everyone we've celebrated today. Congratulations to our staff, faculty, and alumni award winners, to our honorary degree recipient, Paul Thomas, and of course to our graduating students. I do want to thank you for choosing to study at the University of Winnipeg and for sharing your gifts with us in this important stage of your lives. I know that the knowledge and the skills you've learned here, both in and out of the classroom, have prepared you well for all that you will encounter in work and in life. And I know that you will be forces of positive change in our communities. Whatever your passions are, be it a dream career, a social cause, or traveling the world in pursuit of more knowledge, and I know some of you just want to come back for another degree, I encourage you to commit to them, even when it may not be the popular thing to do. We live in a world of effortless communication across so many channels, and at times the volume of messages we receive can overwhelm and distract us from our goals. But as Dr. Paul Thomas said, not everything is about the headlines or social media. Sometimes there's issues that are not front and center that really do need your attention the most. Our honorary degree recipient today, Paul Thomas, is a champion for accountability and a strong public service. He's a scholar, a teacher, a researcher, and a mentor, and he's had a profound effect on many lives. You will too. I'm confident that you will too. You are leaving here with the critical skills to make an impact. When you run into someone who disagrees with you, as you surely will along the way, try to understand their point of view. If your time here has taught you anything, I hope it's that the plurality of worldviews is essential to solving any problem. The ability to have compassion for those who share opposing views will go a long way towards uniting people to your cause. When something isn't right, don't just say it needs to change. Instead, ask, how did it get this way, and what can we do to solve this? Also understand that answering those questions doesn't always mean being the most visible. Affecting change can take years of quiet, behind-the-scenes work, and is often measured as the totality of small gestures within your community, however you define your community. Your impact may or may not be seen in the recognition you receive, but in the lives you shape along the way. You now join an alumni community that through 50 years of our history has done just that, impacted their world and the people in it through actions big and small. Each one of them has lived through a different experience, different eras defined by shifting policies and attitudes, but what so many of them had in common was pursuit of a fair and just society. I look forward to hearing about the impact each and every one of you will have on our evolving world, and I am optimistic about our future because of you. I also want to acknowledge that everything you've accomplished so far could not have been possible without your friends and relatives, and I'm delighted that we have a packed house today. To those friends and family members here, I know the pride and the pleasure, maybe a little bit of relief you feel today, and I know how much your support has meant to our graduates. I would therefore like to invite the new graduates of the University of Winnipeg to turn in whichever direction they prefer and join with members of the university community in expressing appreciation for their support. Before we adjourn, I do need to extend a special thank you to Dr. Neil Besner. Dr. Neil Besner is retiring, and this is his last set of convocations. Neil has taught like everybody, right? Everybody in the room? That's what he tells me. He's an English professor. He's been here since 1987, and he's worked in various senior administrative roles for the last 15 years. We welcome Dr. James Curry to the role of Acting Provost and Vice President. Please join me in a special thank you to Dr. Neil Besner. I would also like to thank the marshals, and I have to say this again, Mark Vachon. I hope moms and dads, you noticed that Mark carefully ensured that each and every one of the graduates had their robe on, their shoulders just the right way. That's pretty cool for a geography professor, I think. I want to thank Chief Ushers Lynn Jones and Verilyn Warkentin and those members of staff who volunteered as ushers. I want to thank the organist Barry Anderson, members of the Winnipeg Police Pipe Band, singer Allison Cox, sign language interpreters Cheryl Pearl and Christina Joranson, the many members of our staff who helped to organize this event, and again, on behalf of all of us, the faculty, many of whom are here today, I'm so happy to see that. Thank you for placing students first and for embodying the pursuit of excellence to which we are all committed. I want to thank our distinguished Chancellor, Mr. Bob Silver, for being such a wonderful supporter of the university. And I want to thank the graduates for making us so proud, and to all of you, our guests, for joining us on this marvelous occasion. We wish you all the best in the next part of your life adventure, and do hope that you keep in touch with the university. So following this ceremony, you are all invited to a reception in honor of our graduates outside on Spence Street Commons if it isn't raining. If it isn't there, it's in Riddell Cafeteria, which is just across the street, and don't worry, there will be people helping you find the way. I would request that after the singing of an honor song and our national anthem, you remain in your places until the academic procession and the platform party have left, and then family and friends are asked to remain in the gym until all of the students have exited. So please rise for an honor song by Allison Cox, followed by the national anthem.
lies the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et à ballon, le froid trempé, protégera nos foyers, nos droits. O Canada, we stand